Hey, what's up guys? So just need to get the SD cards ready for the video and then we'll be underway. So I'm just getting rid of a load of stuff. I used to do it all the long way, doing it with recycle bin and stuff, but now it's just so much easier to just do the shift delete. Just go for it like that. Didn't mean to delete that one. So accidentally deleting a file is something that we've probably all come across in our lifetime, and we're probably going to do at one point again in the future. Of course, to go alongside that, you do have those times, for example, if you have an update when you get a power cut, there is data loss that is unavoidable during times like that. Now, thankfully, Wondershare have come up with a program that's called Recoverit. This allows you to easily recover any of those lost files. For example, if you've gone through and cleared out a load of files just to make some room for maybe some other photos you wanted to import with your camera, you can actually recover older programs even when you've written stuff to the drive. So it doesn't actually necessarily have to be immediate. You can go back a few days. I actually do have a use case scenario that I did personally just a couple of weeks after initially using the software that saved my bacon. I'll talk to you about that later on in the video, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it as soon as you delete those files, so you don't need to stress. This program can help you get those back. So what we're going to do now is dive into the screen on the PC and get you an idea of how to use the software. It's really simple. Then I'll cover some more use case scenarios and other things you can recover while we're on the PC. Okay guys, so welcome to the Recoverit software. Before we actually get started on how you actually recover a document, for example, I want to actually show you this, which is my drive that I use for my recordings and raw footage. This has been searching for a little bit of time now. It's 95% through the drive, but if you look at the bottom here, it's found 48,513 items totaling 6.52 terabytes of size. Now, this drive that I'm actually searching is only 480 gigabytes in size. It's an SSD, external SSD. So that gives you a rough idea of how comprehensive this can scan. Now, down here you also see the advanced video recovery. You can actually try and merge the video fragments together. So this is, for perfect for people like me that have got a damaged video file, that you can try and recover said file using a little bit more of an advanced option. So let's go back to the very start and show you how this is going to work. So this is what you're going to see when you first open the actual software itself. External drive, as I said, it's 480 gig minus the system. You always get a little bit less, so 447 in total. Do have some other options. I've got an SD card, and obviously the local files and local disks on my hard drives. Now this can actually recover from different devices as well, so laptop hard drives, external drives. You can use an SD card, USB sticks, SSDs, RAID devices, cameras, camcorders, music players, video players, iPods, pen drives. So it can recover so many different things that you connect to your PC. So I think any use case scenario is really going to be covered with this software. And then of course you've got your videos, photos. It also does audio, emails, documents. So it really covers a massive scale of different files and formats, and also can be used on Windows and Mac. You can also go into the recycle bin as well. You've got the video repair and a recovery from a crashed computer. So for example, if you've got an update and you're going to have a power loss, that's going to be a great option to use there. But for this one, we're going to go into the transcend and start search. Now, after a few seconds, it will show you a majority of files. You can leave this to scan for a lot longer if you want to. Local files, I would have thought, would actually appear a lot faster than external drive. So something to consider there. And if obviously you're using USB 3, that'll be a lot quicker than USB 2. We're just a few seconds in and we've already found 1.65 terabytes of files on the drive, which is pretty crazy. So I don't have very much on the actual initial folder on my document on this actual drive. So I actually go into this, which is primarily a CC project, which is where I keep all my files. And I go into the current project. This is obviously some old files it's found already. None of those actually exist in that folder. And then inside, what I generally do is do an alphabetical file of each company that I'm doing a video for. So for example, we've got Gemini here, HyperX, Razer, some different brands. and then I will then, so there's the one I'm working on now, Recoverit, and then you'll go in there and find all the raw files for that said video. If you have multiple under a company now, for example, we're going to Logitech, and then it will be categorized into the actual product itself. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to use SkyCloud G. This was actually something that was asked about. I actually had an email a few weeks ago asking about some files that I actually had deleted by this point. They were actually asking for some information about something that I covered in the video itself. Now, I didn't actually have the video files to actually refer to, which was a big shame. And then I remembered that I had this piece of software that I was actually working on for a video, which is this video now. And then I wanted to change up basically this video entirely so I could incorporate this little story. So I think it's a really realistic scenario. So I thought that it would be certainly more interesting to tell this story over just, you know, just a general demo. So I actually went back to this file here, which I've deleted again to show you how this works. But this is a screen capture of my laptop that I incorporated into the video that then shows the documents that I was asked about. Okay, so I've stopped the scan. It found 40,862 items totaling 5.87 terabytes. Unreal. So the one we're actually going to want here is this file here. We're going to tick this and then click recover. Now we're going to use a different location to where we actually are recovering from. So for this one, we're going to use D, which is where I store with onto the external terabyte hard drive for things that I don't access quite so much. So I'm just going to put that into, let's put it on the desktop. I'm going to press recover. That will then bring up the box to show you how long it's going to take. Now, as a quick side note, the free version allows you up to 100 megabytes of free recovery. If you want to go over that, so for example, this file here is 854 megabytes, so clearly over the 100 megabytes, then you will have to look at one of the more premium options. I will put those on the screen now for the different ones that are available. So literally that file was recovered while I was just talking there, so it didn't take long at all. So if we can go into this file here, it will give you the same library. So you'll go into the same file and then you'll see this document. I'm just going to literally load this up here for you to see. And then this is the raw file of what I was talking about in the video. So then when I was actually asked about this in the email a couple of weeks ago, I could just go straight through this video and refer to exactly what I needed to. And it made life so much easier. It was very timely, but I definitely wanted to include a real use case scenario in the video over just giving you a random example. And for a bit of context on how far you can go back, I deleted these raw files a good 4 days actually before they were asked about on the email. So that should give you a little bit of an idea on, you know, you can still write to the disk and recover, you know, programs and files, so you don't have to think, oh, can't do anything to that drive at all. You can just go back and pull up those files without any problem at all. Let's just do another one for the sake of it. So this one was one of the camera files, slightly smaller in size, so that shouldn't take a second. No time at all. This will be from my 80D. So there you go, one of the raw files that I used in the video. But you know, all of those videos are there should I want them back. So it could really be a lifesaver, especially that I've accidentally deleted things before since using this software and thought, that's fine, I can just pull it back. It takes all the stress out and worry, because especially if you go through maybe some old photos of loved ones that aren't with you anymore, or something, you know, that's really quite sentimental, it can be a big stress when you think that file is suddenly gone. And this just takes all the stress off, because you know you can just click your fingers and it'll be back. It's something that everyone should have, just to make sure you've got that peace of mind if you do use a lot of files on your PC. So that was a little quick demonstration. As you can tell, you can pull back any kind of format from pretty much any device that you plug in. So it's got a really broad spectrum of what you can do with it, which is really nice. And I did want to give you a nice use case scenario over just deleting a random file on my PC and pulling it back. It was just really handy and really well timed as well that I was actually emailed about that SkyCloud G video a couple of weeks ago, just after I started using the software, and it just worked out really well to give you an actual use case scenario just over just some random stupid little demo. So I hope you enjoyed it. Certainly something different for me on the channel, and I think the 100 megabytes version for any of you guys that may just, you know, do some little light document moving and stuff along your PC, it's good to have just on hand for peace of mind should you accidentally delete something. Those of you that may be doing a bit of video work, you probably want to go to the higher tier, have a look at the paid options, but it is nice to have that headroom on there, and just peace of mind if you do happen to accidentally delete something, you know you can just pull it back straight away with a click of the fingers, rather than having to stress and maybe reshoot something that's taken hours of work. So thank you everyone for watching this video. A big thank you to Wondershare for sponsoring this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you've got any more questions. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.